In full this evening on ITV's Tonight with Trevor McDonald at 10 o'clock.
Football. Newcastle's manager Ruud Gullit is sticking to his guns today after a night of misery on Tyneside. In a torrential downpour, Newcastle fans saw their side lose at home to arch-rivals Sunderland. And they want to know why Alan Shearer and Duncan Ferguson both started the match on the bench. Here's Colin Baker.
They just couldn't wait to get out. Arguably the most loyal and passionate of supporters, the Newcastle crowds were pouring out of St James's Park long before the final whistle. The first local derby against Sunderland for 3 years was lost, and the manager chose not to start club captain Alan Shearer.
No one man or player is bigger than this town, and they've got to remember that, or we go straight down.
Gullit, talking later with Tyne's television, was unrepentant about sidelining Shearer.
Obviously, leaving Alan on the bench, it's going to be personalised as, you know, Ruud Gullit and Alan Shearer. Do you?
Oh, I think that if you saw the game, I think that Robinson deserves a second chance, and it worked well. Played very well. 1-0 up, and now I'm considering, like, was it wrong to put them on? Because after that we were 2-1 down, so that's also a consideration.
Still a massive shock, I would imagine, to not just Newcastle fans but most football observers. England captain on the bench.
Yeah, and we were 1-0 up, so it says something.
Outside the ground this morning, they could have been bringing in wider goalposts for the opposition, but this is just part of construction work to increase capacity, though fans might soon be in short supply. Were you surprised that in such a passionate derby game that Shearer didn't play?
I did, yes. I mean, I think it was just he just didn't play him because he'd fallen out. Simple as that. He wasn't being professional about it.
I don't think people want to let it go. They don't want the upheaval again, but I think they want to see things sorted out.
Tyneside is desperate for a victory, but it may take some time. Next match is on Monday against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Colin Baker, ITN, Newcastle.
And our sports correspondent Graham Miller joins me now to discuss the story and the rest of today's football news. Graham, do you think that Newcastle is now too small for Gullit and Shearer?
Well, these are certainly troubled times for Newcastle, no question about that. Gullit says he's staying, but surely the pressure must be on the management to change things at the top with every poor result. But they do have a major problem. In October, they're facing a charge of wrongful dismissal from their previous coach, Kenny Dalglish. It would be a very odd situation for them to have two people in that situation. So the Dalglish affair could yet buy Gullit the time he needs to turn things around. But with just 1 point from their first 15, that's Newcastle's worst ever start to the season, it would seem to be beyond him at the moment. As we speak this lunchtime, it would appear to be Gullit's call, and he's saying quite firmly he stays in the manager's chair for the time being.
Now, the National England squad is also going to be announced this afternoon. Who are you expecting to be included in that?
It's been a relatively quiet summer for Kevin Keegan. All that's going to change this afternoon when he names his squad for the two key games against Luxembourg and Poland. Remember, they have to win both of those to get through to the playoffs in November and win both of those again to make next summer's Euro 2000 finals. Make no mistake, Keegan will name Shearer as his captain. Remember, Gullit could only put him on the bench last night. And this coming Saturday, you know, Michael Owen of Liverpool and the Arsenal pair of Tony Adams and David Seaman are all expected to play their first Premiership games of the season after injury. And that's good enough for Keegan to name all three in his squad. Now, September is traditionally a bad month for England results, but they can't afford any slip-ups this time around.
Graham Miller, thank you very much.
Athletics. The British team is today hoping to build on yesterday's successes at the World Cup Championships in Seville. Paula Radcliffe is tipped to finish well in tonight's 10,000 metres final. Here, the families of Colin Jackson and Dean Macy have been celebrating last night's medals. Here's Ben Scotchbrook.
It's 4 years since Britain won a gold medal in world athletics, and with the world watching, Colin Jackson had a point to prove. He's won the World Championships before. The 2-year-old Welshman wants to show he still had the right stuff. It certainly looked like he'd crossed the line first, but there were tense moments before Jackson knew he'd won the gold medal. To save his nerves, his father could only watch the race on tape.
It was very tense, especially when he stood there waiting for the results, you know, to be sure, you know, what's happening, you know. But it was fine, and I had a drink or two.
This blonde-haired decathlete is another man with proud parents today. 21-year-old Dean Macy managed a 6th personal best in the 1500 metres. That put him among the medals, but it wasn't until everyone had finished that the stunning result was clear. He'd got the silver, back home in Essex. His mum and dad watched it all, and they were
over the moon. Stunned. I mean, the performance from out of nowhere, it was just a fantastic result, and he earned every bit of it.
Hoping to earn another British medal this evening, Paula Radcliffe. She's the favourite to win gold in the 10,000 metres, to match the form shown by Britain's men. Ben Scotchbrook, ITN Sport.
The main headlines again. The Northern Ireland Secretary, Mo Molan, ruled this afternoon that the IRA ceasefire is still intact, but she warned that she'd come very close to finding that it had been broken. She said she wouldn't be halting the early release of Republican prisoners. The Ulster Unionist Ken McGuinness claimed on this programme that Dr Molan was being held to ransom by Sinn Féin. It's been another record year for GCSE results. More people than ever have passed this year, but there's also concern about the number of pupils who didn't score any grade at all.
That's it for now. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow.
Join us then if you can. For now, from all the Lunchtime News team, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, good afternoon. Well, the last of the heavy cloud and rain has now moved away eastwards. There we see it stretching down into Spain, leaving most of us in a brighter vein. One wave of cloud there out to the west, translating into showers over the next 48 hours or so. Always the best of the sunshine for the eastern parts. On to the detail for today then. There's a mixture of patchy cloud as well as sunshine. Dry on the eastern side of the country, showery out there to the west, particularly so in the northwest, and a misty, murky field for Shetland with some rain. So temperatures peg back here in Shetland. Now, basically, the further south and east you come, the warmer it gets, with a high east down here around 24, 75 in Fahrenheit, and an altogether fresher feel, thankfully, welcome relief from yesterday. So as far as tonight's weather goes, well, we continue with those showers in northern as well as western parts. For central, eastern and southern areas, dry, but some mist forming later on, not that extensive though. Now, as far as tonight's temperatures go, well above double figures for most places, in fact 14 there in the south. Into tomorrow, we see the best of the weather in the east. Shower can continue there in the north and the west, and temperatures very similar to today's values.
Power, Jim. Power, whatever the weather.
Do you identify yourself with